Kia ora koutou. Ko Angela Caves tōku ingoa, nō mai, haere mai. Welcome to the Bay of Plenty Business Growth and Support Virtual Conference. My name is Angela Caves and I'm the Partnership and Events Lead with Digital Boost. It is my pleasure to be hosting you throughout this conference. This is our third and final day of the conference and our second to last session. Welcome to our audience who are joining us here in the webinar, and a warm welcome to anybody who might be joining via a live stream on either Facebook, LinkedIn or YouTube this afternoon. We are sharing the breadth of support available to the Bay of Plenty business community throughout this conference. So we are hearing from the Inland Revenue shortly. On this webinar, I do have my collaborating partner, Tina, who is based in the Mount and is an Employment Liaison Advisor with connected.govt.nz. I'm going to hand over to Tina, who is going to do some webinar housekeeping, let you know how to interact with us, and then Tina's going to introduce our guest presenter for this session. Thanks, Tina.
Kia ora all, ko Tina Jera taku ingoa, Employment Liaison Advisor based in Mount Maunganui. So for those of you joining us in the webinar, you can see and hear us, but we can't see nor hear you. So please feel free to add any questions or comments into the chat by using the Q&A function available. We'll address any questions towards the end of the presentation. Our sessions are being recorded and will be uploaded to a YouTube playlist on the Digital Boost channel for post viewing. All registered attendees will be provided this link via email. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Sarah Farr from IRD. Afternoon, Sarah.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa, ko Sarah Farr taku ingoa. Kia ora, my name's Sarah Farr. I work for Inland Revenue. I'm based in Tauranga. I am a Community Compliance Officer and we are the front face of Inland Revenue. We work behind the reception at our office and provide support for our communities, such as presenting seminars, just like this one, based online and also in person. We do them at our office, but we also go out to the communities. We support the migrant community. We support the older customers. We also support business customers like yourselves, and we also liaise with local tax agents, and we might even be able to sometimes get out and about meeting with our other customers. For those of you who don't know our address, it is 306 Cameron Road, but it's on the corner with the junction with 3rd Avenue, and our customer main entrance is actually located at the top of 3rd Avenue. Okay, so if you ever need to come in and see us, feel free. And I am going to share my little PowerPoint that I have with you. Okay, hopefully you will be able to see that shortly.
Yep, that looks good. We've got it there, Sarah.
Wonderful, that's great. Okay, so for those of you that have never been to our office, we have kiosks actually available in our office for customers to use, and they can either use them independently, or if they need somebody to help them, then we're there to help you navigate and work your way around the Inland Revenue website or even your MyIR account. We just ask if you're coming in and need assistance, it might be advisable to avoid lunchtime because we have less people there to help. We have a drop box at the front of house as well, so if ever you need to drop anything off, we're there for you to be able to just drop that off. Just make sure you attach an IRD number and name that identifies who the information is from and just a brief description of where it's going to. So, for our seminar today, we're just going to go through a couple of topics for you. We've got the workshops and our webinars and a bit about that. We're going to tell you a bit about our advisories. I'll share a little bit about our My IR online services and also some resources that are available to you. If we've got time at the end, I'll also see if we can go through to the IR website and just have a quick look on there as well. Okay, so as I said, we offer workshops and seminars. The webinars are also incorporated in that. Webinars we call the online seminars, and then the seminars usually are face-to-face, but we also provide workshops too. We have free seminars. They cover income tax, GST, employer obligations, and also residential rental property. These are offered online and in person, as I said. Many of our sites do them, not all. You can register via the website or over the telephone. We offer an online webinar on income tax every 4 weeks during the evening at 7 p.m. That is just to take into consideration those people who are working during the day. You can't always make those daytime seminars. Usually runs for about 60 minutes. Again, registering via our website or over the phone. Okay, so this is what the Inland Revenue website looks like. And to register, you can see up there news and events and scroll down to seminars and click on that. If we have time, like I said, I will let you know. Usually it'll give you a choice. Sorry, we'll jump back. Or you can use this register here. Oh, no, sorry. Oh. It's all going wrong. Bear with me.
That's right. Sometimes it takes a bit to catch up when you click the forward button.
I got lost, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, you register for the seminars here. They will usually give you a choice of whether you want your face-to-face, whether you want to do it online, and it'll give you a choice of different locations that you'd like to go to as well. So if you are located in the Tauranga area, then you can choose to come to a face-to-face in Tauranga. If you want online, usually or quite often they're national. But like I said, if you choose to perhaps go to Rotorua or elsewhere, you can find them there as well. So community compliance officers, we work from most Inland Revenue sites. Like I said, most of us are located on the front reception, but we offer free tax education for businesses and organisations. We can make an appointment to see you face-to-face via an advisory. However, normally we will send people or businesses to our seminars in the first instance. You can understand a seminar to on a one-to-many basis is a lot more cost effective than a one-to-one. But we can always make arrangements with people if they really need that face-to-face advisory. We can also do a telephone call, and these days with the type of technology that we've got now, we have the availability to be able to log in and follow along on somebody's My IR session. So if you're having problems in filing, we can jump into your session with you and follow through with you so that we can help you to file. We don't actually have to be there with you. If you need further assistance or the wheel has really fallen off, then we can, of course, come out to see you. But in the first instance, the seminars, the Introduction to Business seminar, the GST seminar, the Employer seminar are all good places for you to start. And then maybe we'll look at a one-to-one telephone and then maybe come out to see you if you're still in need. As I said, My IR online services are there for you to use as well. I think once you get used to using them, they are fairly straightforward, but it's like all new things. You have to go in there and use it to get used to where you have to go to find things. So often people will go in and say, oh no, it's so confusing, I can't find anything. Once people have been in there for a little while, they've had a good look around and you've done things a few times, then you will usually get used to it. So all I'll say is, if you do and can get yourself registered for a My IR account, go into your account and have a good look around. In there, you can update your details. You can update your email address, your telephone number. You can register for new tax types. You can file your returns. When I say that you can register for new tax types, you can also register for new entitlements as well, such as working for families. Working for families, there is only that one way to apply for it anyway, through My IR. And you can keep those details up too, so our customers can go in and update partners and children, income, and it is actually the best way to communicate with us. I don't know if anybody's ever sat on the telephone trying to get through to us, but it's like many of the other government agencies, very busy, and you might be sitting there for a while or even may not even be able to get through. So we've got the ability there to send messages to us. Usually the messages have an average of up to, and I say up to, 15 working days for a reply. Usually messages take less time than that. However, if somebody picks it up, you might get an answer back within a couple of days, but on the outside, you're looking at 15 working days. Working days usually are weekdays. You can view your payments. So if you've made a payment, you can then go in and see that we've received it. And you can set up instalment arrangements. Instalment arrangements are available there if you have debt with Inland Revenue. We have got the ability to make arrangements for paying tax in advance, but that won't be able to be done through the instalment arrangement because it's not debt or not there for collection yet. So yeah, there are a few ifs and buts with some of these. So this is the Inland Revenue website again, and you can see up here to register for your My IR account. Up here where it says register, you'll register just there. It'll take you through. It'll ask for your IRD number and for your personal details. Now, what I will say is that if you put in your IRD number and put in personal details and they differ from the details that we have, then it might be that your registration doesn't work. So if we've got a different telephone number for you, if we've got a different email address for you, you may end up having to phone or come in because your details don't match. And we want to make sure that everybody that we speak to and register for these My IR accounts are actually the person that we should be speaking to, because it is unique for you and we don't want somebody who has just got hold of your IRD number to register for your personal details. It's really, really important. So to register My IR for your company, you must be linked to the company as a director with Inland Revenue. If you have somebody perhaps who's an executive office holder, we can do that as well. There is another way that we can register your company for My IR is if you have a personal My IR account, you can actually link to a company that you are linked to through your own personal My IR account. So if you've got 4 or 5 companies and a trust, then you register for your personal My IR account and we can link all of them to the one My IR account and you've got one log on, which is really handy because then you've not got 6 other passwords and user IDs to remember. So our website is available for you to use. On there, we've got a lot of tax information and calculators. We have the tools, we've got our webinars and our videos. And also, what I will say is we have a search box on there. Now, the search box isn't quite Google. It's got a bit of a reputation of not being that good. And it hasn't been in the past. The search box has improved, and it's always a good idea if you're using our search box. And I'll just click back. I've done this again, haven't I? I'll just click back to the website just here. If you type in the search box a keyword that you're looking for, then you will get a drop down of several different options, and you can choose an option that best applies. But if you don't get what you're looking for, try a different keyword. But also, you could also try what many of us here do. If we can't find what we're looking for, we'll use Google, and often it will bring up the inland revenue information for you. You just have to make sure that if you are looking and finding things in Google, that you are, or one of the other web browsers even, that you are checking and making sure that it is actually an inland revenue site that you have found. So, okay, so resources, as I said, we have other resources there for you. We've got a YouTube channel, which has a number of other useful videos. We've got business basics. We have videos on expenses and what expenses you can claim. We have video on GST, on the employer information. We also have a video for real estate salespeople and fringe benefit tax. Now you'll see there real estate salespeople. It's an industry, I think, that in the past we have needed to give quite a lot of assistance to, and there are other industries out there that need specific information. As I mentioned earlier, as part of our seminars, there's also a seminar on rental income and rental expenses, etc., that you can claim. So what I will do now, because we've come to the end of this seminar, I'm going to take you to the Inland Revenue website. And just show you, can you see that? Brilliant, yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so the Inland Revenue website. Look, I'm going to show you around a little bit. If ever you want to come back and you get lost, because it's a bit like surfing the internet coming onto this, you can get lost and think, oh dear, how do I get back to number one? Using the icon up here will just bring you back to the home page, so that's quite handy. You can also use home, but this will always take you back. The reason I mention the icon up top is if you're in My IR, there's also an icon at the top of your My IR account, and if you use this icon, it will take you back to your front page. So if you've clicked through several different pages, you don't have to keep using the arrow back to go back to your front page. Just use the icon and it'll take you straight back there. So, as we mentioned earlier, news and events, registering for seminars. You click on there. Now you can see here, we've got lots of different seminars. So there's several ways that you can choose how you want to attend. If you want to attend, say, in the Bay of Plenty, you can click up here on Bay of Plenty, and it'll bring up the seminars that are available to you in Tauranga. Where else have we got? Just thinking. Yeah. Now you can see there we've got right through here, right through to the 14th of November 2023. And all these a different seminar. So we've got the Intro to Business, we've got the GST. Now, it used to be in Tauranga, we used to have the employer seminar. We're not doing that one at the moment. So if you wanted to unclick this one, if you wanted the employer seminar, then this one will give you options of where you could go. So you could scroll down through here and have a look and see if you've got one locally. But you can see here as well, there's one at Tauranga there. Or you might even want to come in and register for the national one here. So there's all sorts. GST. Now I'm just having a look for the employer seminar. I'm sure we've probably got that. Maybe we don't. Intro to Business. Okay, let's have a look for probably on webinars then, I think. So we'll try this a different way. We'll have a look for webinars now, because I honestly thought they'd be there, but obviously not. So employer obligations webinar. So you see here, I'm searching in a different way. So like I said, go in and keywords and use different ways of going in. So you'll see there, we've got the employer obligations. So there's different ways to find the information you need. And if you can't find what you need, try something else. And that search box is a good, useful tool for you. Another good useful tool for our businesses is this box up here, businesses and organizations. So you'll be able to see up here, you can come through and choose subject by subject. If you're just new to business, this one's a good place to start. Gives you the Smart Business Guide, which is a pretty big booklet, and a starting business checklist. That just gives you a little list of a few things maybe that you haven't thought about. So you can check through that and say, okay, have I spoken to an accountant? Have I done that? Have I done that? So it just gives you a few things top of mind. Now, I know that there are some questions, so perhaps maybe we can have some questions through. And then if I can, I'll help and show you perhaps on the Inland Revenue website.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Sarah. We do have a question that says, do I need to register for GST?
So yes, you do need to register for GST if it is appropriate for you to be registering for GST. Okay, so if you should be registering for GST, yes, you do have to register. You don't have to register for GST just because you start a business. Okay, if you're an entity where either of these two factors apply, then you must register for GST. If you're carrying out a taxable activity and your turnover was at least 60,000 in the last 12 months, or you're expecting it to be 60,000 in the next 12 months, then you must register for GST. Now, if you get through, if you think at the beginning of the year, I don't know, I'm new to business, I don't know if my business will exceed 60,000 or reach 60,000 in the next year, you decide not to register for GST, that's fine. However, if you get to September and you think to yourself, well, I might meet 60,000, but you're still not sure, great, okay, carry on. But come February, you register for GST because you have reached 60,000. The point to register for GST is when you think it is likely you're going to meet 60,000. So if you get to October then and think, hey, things are going better than I thought they were, I'm not at 60,000 yet, but by March I'll likely get there, it's a good time for you to be registering for GST. Okay? The other time when you need to register for GST is if you carry out a taxable activity and you add GST to the price of your goods and services that you sell. So if you're charging GST, you have to be registered for GST. Normally, we don't like backdating GST, but if you give us a reason why you need to, then we will look at it on an individual case-by-case basis. More information about GST as well, you will be able to find up here. If we go to GST, you can see here, we've got what is GST, we've got registering for GST. So this will tell you all about it. We've got the GST guide, getting it right, and the quick reference down here. You'll find over here GST dates, so GST returns are due, how to register for GST, about charging GST, about invoices. So there's a lot of information here. And also, lastly, how to cancel your GST and when to. Okay, and there's also little tips, you know, what to do when GST has been charged twice, all sorts of information on there. What was the next question?
Let's have a look here. Question 2, do I pay ACC separately?
Okay, ACC kind of depends on how you are employed or how you are getting the income. So as a small business owner, you will pay ACC work levy through your business each year, which provides you and your people with ACC cover. Kind of think of it as a type of insurance against injury, recovery, loss of income and things like that. So you will deduct ACC earners levy from your employer's wages as well. So there's different types of levies that ACC charge. Okay, so as a self-employed business or as a business owner, you will pay an ACC work account levy. Okay, you pay this so that if you're injured at work, you're covered, and so that if your employees are injured at work, they're covered. There is also an ACC earners account, which is charged off of your employees and paid out of your employees' PAYE. So if you're on PAYE right now, you will be paying a certain amount of earners levy out of that money that you get. That is a levy that basically covers everyday activities such as on the sports field, doing hobbies or home improvements, not in work. And then also you pay your motor vehicle levy as well. And I think there's another couple as well. Does that answer the question?
Yes, I think that does. Thank you very much. I am just conscious of time, so I just want to thank you, Sarah, for joining us this afternoon and for sharing all about how IR is supporting our small business community. It's been wonderful to hear about the products and services and all the help that IR has on offer to our small businesses. It's been a wealth of information on your website there, and thank you for sharing how to navigate that and the tips and tricks there. It's wonderful.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us. On screen there, I have popped up our collaborating partners details. So there's 3 locations for Connected across the bay. And you are able to drop into the Connected Centres if you'd like to be connected with any of the participating organisations within the conference. Up next, we are going to be having our final session of our conference. We're going to take an in-depth look at Digital Boost, which is the free platform that is able to help you start your digital transformation journey. So join me at 3:15 this afternoon. Other than that, I would just like to thank you all for joining us in this session. Once again, I want to thank Sarah from IR for joining us, and thank you to Tina for co-hosting with me. It's been a pleasure hosting you in this session. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody.